Welcome back to another episode of the YeahDat podcast hosted by yours truly, West Coast Rob. How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all had a good, long, relaxing, chill President's Day weekend here in the United States. We had that Monday off. So I hope you were able to indulge in the long weekend and had the time off. My weekend was good. Got some stuff to tell y'all, but we'll get right into that. First, recap of last episode 57, Super Bowl. You know, it was a Super Bowl wrap up. We talked about the Super Bowl 58, Chiefs, Niners. We spoke about the halftime show and my thoughts on it, and a bunch of other things that correlated to the game, commercials, etc., etc. So if you want to hear what I had to say or what we were talking about, please tune in to episode 57. And episode 56 also is available because I dropped 2 last week. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check out episode 56 as well. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Two good ass episodes available everywhere and anywhere podcasts are available. Now, episode 58, back with another one. First and foremost, I want to send my condolences. It seems like I'm sending condolences every episode, which is a shame. Which is a fucking shame. Let's stop that shit from happening and from going on. But condolences to the individual who lost their life in the Kansas City celebration parade, Miss Lisa Lopez Galvan, a mother of 2, a local radio DJ, lost her life in the Kansas City celebration parade shooting. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. She was a local DJ, mother of 2, like I said. She was 43 years old. Her adult son was also shot, but he will survive, according to the family. It's just a shame, man. Condolences to her. She was out there celebrating her team. You know what I mean? Just like everybody else out there who was wounded or severely wounded. The age range of those wounded were 8 years old to 47 years old. 8 years old to 47 years old. That is crazy. It's a fucking shame. 2 teens are in custody after the shooting. Like, what are y'all young motherfuckers doing out there, man? What are y'all doing? Golly. I was like, grow the fuck up. What's going on, man? But, once again, rest in peace to Ms. Lisa Lopez Galvan, and condolences to her family out there. Shout out to Taylor Swift, who donated $100,000 to the GoFundMe to raise money for the Galvan family. And as of last Friday, they raised more than $280,000. So shout out to people out there with the humility and the empathy. But sad news. But it's crazy. And then people are scrutinizing like Kelsey and Mahomes for going and like celebrating and partying after the shooting. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they shouldn't have went and partied or what? What are your thoughts? Like, it's unfortunate that happened, but it's just it was still a celebratory thing. So do I think they're wrong for going and partying? No. I mean, why not get your mind clear from that tragic event? I mean, to each his own. But once again, RIP and condolences to the Lopez Galvan family. That I couldn't even imagine. And that just, that just leads me into people. Like, people piss me the fuck off sometimes, man. Like, I know a lot of my homies or whatever, they are familiar with me saying, yeah, I hate people. I hate people, like, because I love people, but then I also hate people too. And that ties into the movie. So there's a movie that came out last year, Leave the World Behind. I'm not sure if a lot of y'all are familiar with it, but I know a lot of you movie buffs, movie heads are familiar with what I'm referencing. It was a Netflix movie, came out last year, 2023, and it's starring. Hold on, I want to pronounce my man's name correctly, and I want to say his name first. My man, Mahershala Ali, starring my man Mahershala Ali, Julia Roberts, Myhala Harold, Kevin Bacon, Ethan Hawke. You know, if you know. But the movie, so the premise of the movie, end of the world. All technology, gets cut due to some hackers or someone trying to bring down the United States economy, country. And so in the movie, the two protagonists are Julia Roberts and her family. Julia Roberts is married to Ethan Hawke, and you have Mahershala and his daughter. So the two families. So Julia Roberts and her family, they go on vacation, leaving out of New York City. They stay in New York City, so they want a little break from the city. So they leave the city, stay in an Airbnb or a Verbo or whatever, out in Long Island. Big, nice, beautiful home. So they're staying there a day or so. There's a knock at the door, middle of the night, and it's my man, dressed up in a tux with his daughter. Come to find out, it's his house. Some things have happened in the town, and he wanted to be safe in his home. So he wanted to know if he was all right to stay with them while they were staying, even though he rented it out to them. So there's that whole conflict. And just the movie itself, the way it was laid out in the cinematography, I loved it. I love the movie. A lot of people did not like the movie. I remember when it first came out and everyone was talking about it, giving their reviews. They were talking about how they did not like the ending. They did not like the movie. And from the jump of the movie, from the start, I loved it because the scenes were different. Like the cinematography was different from the spinning of the cameras, the different angles, the cut scenes, the split scenes. I loved it. I thought it was a great visually a great film. And also you got to give it a chance because if you read the credits in the beginning, executive producers Barack and Michelle Obama. Oh yeah. Julia Roberts, executive producer. It was just star studded. Star studded. So watching the movie, I loved it. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. I like Quentin Tarantino films, how just, outlandish, off the wall they are. I like it. I like that. And it was giving me a lot of those Quentin Tarantino vibes in regards to the cinematography and some of the cut scenes and how they were filming and showing certain scenes. It reminded me of like a Kill Bill type. So I was digging it. And then, end of the world type deal. Everybody loves some apocalyptic type movies because it makes you think like, well, what would I do in that situation? But I loved it. I actually liked the movie. I thought it was good. The ending didn't piss me off. The ending I kind of saw coming. The only thing that they just leave you hanging with what is actually going on, even though you get a glimpse of what's going on one of the TV screens that one of the characters is watching. But as a whole, I enjoyed that movie. Leave the World Behind on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you checking it out. The end might piss you off, or it might not, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. If they made a part two, I don't think they could. By the way it ended, I can see them making the part two, but the way it ended, it was very Soprano like, you know, very I don't know, I saw it coming, the ending, but I enjoyed the movie. I think you should check it out. Leave the World Behind on Netflix. Came out 2023 last year. Actually came out like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So it's fairly new, fairly fresh. Check it out. If you do watch it, let me know what you think and let's talk about it. Because I like talking about movies because I'm a movie buff. But the reason why I referenced the movie in the first place, I just lost my train of thought. But Julia Roberts says in the movie, she's like, I hate people. I fucking hate people. And her character in the movie is a like angry, cold hearted, untrusting person. Not saying that's who I am. I'm more so the opposite, but there are certain situations that have me saying the same things when people are doing stupid shit. I get pissed off when people are out and shit like two teenagers are shooting up a parade, a celebration parade, knowing there's kids out there. Like, what are you doing? That makes you want to hate people. Like, what are you doing? Stupid shit like that. And I hate how people are just selfish in regards to a lot of things. And it's not even real serious things, but nowadays it seems like people are more so inclined to be selfish and about themselves, vice trying to better a community or bring camaraderie or you know just bringing people together, bringing people closer, because we're, as a society, we're split right now. There's no, I don't know. It's just different. I can tell when I'm out in town. I'm a nice person. I'm opening doors for people. I'm saying hello. I'm doing this, and but it just you can just sense an awkwardness. Like people are kind of on eggshells when it comes to other people, and it just pisses me off, man. You know what I mean? People don't do shit for other people. People are so selfish. People would rather, oh, let me walk through this door first. Let me go by. Let me not say excuse me. Let me not use my turn signal. Let me not fucking pick this up for you. Let me not move out the way. Like what is going on, man? We need a realignment, and it's just fucking, it's crazy. And in that movie, Julia Roberts' character, she's that way. She kind of brings her barriers down and realizes that she shouldn't be that way, or she shouldn't have those type of feelings, or come in with such high reservations, or whatever. So check out the movie, man. Leave the World Behind. I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. So it's surprising to hear, like, prior to me watching it, how people, when it first came out, were just like, oh, I didn't like the movie, da da da, whatever. But I don't know, I liked it. But yeah, people are fucking selfish though, man. So I'm gonna tell you about what happened to me. So you're online, and we live in the era and the time of videos and reels and TikTok, whatever, short form video, short form media. That's the time period we live in. So you often see a lot of Karen videos. Shout out to my homegirl Karen. But you see a lot of videos with Karens. For example, my wife showed me one the other day where it was a lady. She was at a hotel, or yeah, a hotel. Yeah, it was a hotel. She was at a hotel, continental breakfast in the morning. Older lady, older white lady, is telling the lady filming the video that she needs to leave. She can't be here. And the lady filming is like, yeah, what are you talking about? I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. You can't make me leave. So the older white lady, excuse me, the older white lady is asking the attendant, the front desk, oh, you need to make her leave. Because why? Because she's black or something. So the lady at the front desk is like, you can't make her leave. She doesn't need to leave because she's staying here. So the white lady, mind you, the lady's filming. The older white lady approaches the lady filming, the black lady, and spits on her. And it wasn't just like a tuh, it was like tuh, spits on her. So one, that's assault right there. You just assaulted her. So she spits on the lady. Of course, the lady with the camera filming, what does she do? Proceeds to fucking whoop her ass. So fucking all you see is just a scuffle, boom, 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 and she just hitting this lady, old lady, white lady, boom, on the floor, just hitting her, beating the shit out of her. The white lady, okay, I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry. And then the lady stops whooping her ass and walks out. They were at a comfort suites. So I'm just like, oof, what the fuck? Talking about I'm sorry, bitch, fuck you type shit. No, get your ass beat. You lucky that's all you got. That lightweight ass whooping, that lightweight fade you just caught. Fucking Karens. So that's the most recent Karen video I have seen. I've seen several. My wife and I watch them, and it's just like it's crazy seeing that the these white ladies and the tension and just how they act in regarding in regards to black people or people in general. Entitlement. I guess that's what you can say. So this past weekend, my daughter had a soccer tournament local. We have our home field complex is like 2 miles down the road. So we had a soccer tournament, President's Day Cup, this weekend, which I enjoyed because it's down the road. I don't have to go out of town. So we had a game Friday night. Daughter played well. Team played well. We lost. We should have won, but we lost. Next game was Saturday morning, early game. I was like, all right, 8 o'clock. Daughter plays. It was cold. Gosh, it was cold. Ended up winning 2-0. Very well. Now, my daughter is, she's driving. She's starting to drive, learning to drive. So I'm letting her drive a lot more. So to give you an example, we have our home complex is turf fields. There's 6 fields, and there's a walkway in between the 6 fields. On one side, there's the school stadium, and then there's a big, huge parking lot. And then to the right of that, say you're looking at the stadium, to your right would be the 6 turf fields. And on the other side of the turf fields is another parking lot. So you can enter both ways. In order to get to the stadium side, there's a road that you drive down behind the fields, and it takes you to that side of the complex in the parking lot. And as you proceed, you go to the main street and exit stores, etc. So we normally park on the parking lot side, away from the stadium, the furthest parking lot away. So, we won. We chopping it up. Mind you, it's a tournament, so there's a lot of teams from out of town. There's a lot of people. There's traffic. So we won. My daughter was like, "Can I drive?" I was like, "Sure, of course." I told you you can drive. You score a goal. You know what I mean? Whatever we win, yeah. I was gonna let her drive anyway. So we in the truck, driving my wife's vehicle. My daughter's driving, and she's like, "Well, what way do I go?" I was like, "You can go whatever way you want to go, whatever way you feel comfortable." And she likes going to the main street side, vice the other exit out the backside of the complex, which goes down another main street or whatever. So she goes to the main street, the main road off the highway. So we're proceeding. She pulls out of the parking lot, makes a right. She's going around the basketball courts, driving down the street I mentioned that's behind the fields to go to the other parking lot. Now there's speed bumps and all that. It's like 15 miles per hour. So like I said, there's a lot of people in and out because teams are playing, 6 fields, people are coming and going. So as we're going down the road, people are coming in and out of that parking lot closest to the stadium. So we're going. Now my daughter, she's just learning how to drive. So I'm in the passenger seat. My wife is in the back seat behind me. So we're going, and speed bump. We're approaching the first exit entrance of the parking lot. Now I see this big ass Infinity truck, like a newer Infinity truck, and my daughter goes over the speed bump, and this Infinity truck just creeps out. Like, you know how when you're trying to go along with on a main road with traffic, like you look and you sit and you wait. And if that car lets you go, then you go. You don't just go. You know what I mean? And plus there was a stop sign there anyway. So there was a stop sign there, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this vehicle. And she just doesn't even stop at the stop sign. She creeps out. So then she creeps out in front of my daughter. So I'm telling her to slow down. So I'm looking at her. I got my hands up. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she's looking at me like, what? What? Hands up or whatever, whatever. And then she pulls out in front of us. So I'm like, this fucking bitch, what the fuck? Ain't nobody let you go. There's a stop sign there. One, motherfucker. Secondly, no one let you fucking go. You just cut us off. So then I'm like, what the fuck? So then I'm looking in her fucking looking through her back glass at her or whatever, and she gives me one of these. Like she's giving me like fingers, like waving back at me type shit. So I was like, the fuck? So I'm holding my fucking middle finger up at her, and I'm just holding it up at her. And I see her look at me in the rear view mirror. Then I see the rear view lights, the reverse lights pop up, and then the door pops open. So then she comes out the side. And she hops out, stops in the middle of the road, and she hops out. And then she's like, what? What do you want to do, motherfucker? What do you want to do? So I open the door. And as soon as I open my door, she's like, oh, that's what I thought. Fucking pussy. And then she jumps in her shit. I was like, what? Motherfucker? I was like, what? I was like, what's up? My wife was back there fighting with her fucking seatbelt, trying to get out. Whatever. The lady gets back in her fucking truck and then is pulling up. Meanwhile, you got cars like going around us and shit because they see the drama and trying to get caught behind it. So she pulls off, and then a car went around us and got in between us. So I was like, oh, this motherfucker. Lucky this fucking car got in between us. So I'm fucking boiling hot. I'm hot. My wife is furious. I'm like, this motherfucking bitch. So then we're going because there's a lot of cars because it's a tournament, it's traffic. And when you get to the main road, you pass the police station, which is on the left-hand side. There's a college, then there's the high school, and then there's the main road where you're at lights. And there's two lanes, one that the left lane that goes straight or turns left, and then there's the right lane that turns right that goes on the main road that leads you back to the highway. So we have to be in the left lane. So I'm like, okay, this motherfucking stupid ass bitch doesn't know that we gonna be beside her ass. I'm like, all right, bet. So we're in the left lane. My daughter goes and she approaches the stoplight. So we're sitting there. We passed the old fucking girl and her shit. So I'm like, all right. As we were passing, I fucking spit on her shit. You know what I'm saying? Spit on her shit. Fucking sitting at the light. Roll my window down. My wife rolls her window down. I got fucking a water bottle and shit. And I'm hanging out the window. I'm like, what's up, fucking bitch? Da da da. My wife in the back yelling at her ass. She did not even fucking look our way. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, you lucky I'm not fucking driving. Because I will fucking pull in front of you, stop in the middle of the fucking street, and cause a motherfucking scene. Oh, motherfucking, ooh. But though I tell y'all this because that was the first time I dealt with a fucking real life Karen since the whole Karen label was invented years ago. That was the first time actually dealing with a real life fucking Karen. Like motherfucker, you had the audacity, one, to run the stop sign, two, just to you ran the stop sign, proceeded and cut us off just so you wouldn't have to sit in that traffic and wait for somebody to let you go. We would have most likely let you go anyway. But you fucking ran the stop sign, cut us off, and then want to do some fucking waving bullshit, knowing damn well I was like, yo, what the fuck? You just cut us off. Then you have the audacity to hop out, talking about what do you want to do, and then gonna call me a pussy. Like, bitch, if I would have hopped out, if I was driving, I would have hopped out and I would have slapped your ass, then I would have been in the wrong because I fucking hit your ass. You would have probably hit me with some stupid shit. Secondly, I mean, that wouldn't happen anyway because my wife would have been on your ass. My wife would have been on your ass and she was ready to go. Ready to motherfucking go. But for you to be the one to cut us off, run a stop sign, cut us off, fucking then taunt us, then you want to hop out? If we would have retaliated, you would have felt like, oh, we were the one in the wrong, knowing damn well you initiated all this shit. Then my daughter was driving. Like, oh my God, motherfuckers, entitled ass fucking shit. That's the shit I'm talking about. That's that selfish bullshit, motherfuckers. I'm entitled, whatever, whatever. That you feel like you're better than us. And this lady was like 5'5", 115 pounds. Like, what? Bitch, you would have got your ass drug. Your ass would have got drug. Her son was in the fucking passenger seat, soccer player. And he wasn't even looking. I was looking at him too. Like, he wasn't looking back. He wasn't doing anything. He was probably in there like, Mom, come on, stop it. You know what I mean? Like, your mom would have got her ass fucking beat that day. Stupid ass bitch. My wife and I were so fucking mad. It's fucking ridiculous. But that entitled privilege shit is that was like the epitome of it right there. And that's a reason why I'll say, oh, I fucking hate people, because of shit like that. Shit like that. Situations like that. Like, bitch, you started the shit. You were wrong. You were wrong. And God was behind you that day, because your ass would have got fucking demolished. And please believe the next day we were looking. My daughter was driving, and we were waiting for traffic to go through, and an Infinity truck passed by, and I was like, look right there. And then my wife was like, no, that's not it. That one was darker. The other one was more blue. And I was like, all right. And I looked, and it was a guy. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, nah. I saw the lady in the passenger seat. Didn't look like the lady. And my wife was right. It wasn't as blue as the one the day prior with the fucking Karen. Because I was ready to fucking say some shit to that bitch, her husband, and whoever the fuck she was with that day. God dang. But for you out there listening, I told my wife, like, for you out there listening, try to be the bigger person. You know what I mean? Like, I tell my wife all the time, because how I grew up, I didn't like fucking people. I was a hothead and was down to fucking squab and stand my ground or whatever. But you get older, you get wiser. Things are more important. You think about a lot of outcomes. Well, at least I do. So when it comes to conflicts, I always tell her, like, try to avoid it. I mean, it's not worth it, et cetera, et cetera. This was the first time I was really gonna fucking just do away with everything I'd fucking believed in and held myself to, just to fucking confront this motherfucking Karen, because of the time we live in. Like, I'm the person who tries to be better in regards to, like, people and dealing with people and humility and all that stuff. But shit like that is just, it's so hard to do so. So hard to do so. Like, I've had issues, I've had situations where dudes have tried me, white dudes, black dudes, whomever, and it's just like, all right, man, you got it. You got it. And it's, for, I don't know, a lot of y'all motherfuckers like, oh, they punked you down. I'm like, nah, it's not even about that, because I know what I'm capable of, and it's about being a more responsible, mature person, man. And like, I think about a lot of shit, because like, I'm about to clobber this dude. This dude about to get knocked out. His head's gonna bounce off that motherfucking pavement or that floor or whatever. Then some serious damage is gonna be done to him, and then I reap the fucking consequences of that shit over some shit that wasn't that serious. So it's just things like that you got to think about. And with that Karen yesterday, or the day before yesterday, oh, it could have been bad. It could have been bad. And that's why I say God was on her side yesterday, because it would have been bad. I don't hit women, but I would have been all about my fucking wife whooping her ass, dragging her ass. I would have been on the side, like, telling my wife what to do. But then that dumb bitch would have got her fucking shit fucked up, and then we would have had to deal with it in the long run. So at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. Like, bitch, you go, just whatever. You'll get yours. Full believer in karma, and things happen for a reason. So that was that. But please believe we were hot for the rest of the fucking day. My blood pressure was boiling. Man, me and my wife were just like, oh. And then we kept talking about it, and it was like, oh, that bitch. Oh. But yeah, highlight of the weekend, I guess you could say. Actually, it wasn't the highlight of the weekend, but you know what I mean? Happened this weekend. Crazy. So if you're ever in a situation, before you react, make sure you think about everything. Run that shit through your mind real quick. Like, yeah, the quick satisfaction of me dragging or knocking this motherfucker out, is it going to be worth me having to deal with this motherfucker in the long run, or deal with the situation or the outcome from that? Think about shit like that, man. Make the world a better place, you know what I'm saying? I know that sounds corny, but think about that shit, man. You don't like the world we live in now? You're just adding to all that shit. So do what you can to make it better. And yeah, that was Saturday. That was around lunchtime Saturday. So like I said, my wife and I were pretty hot for about an hour or so after that. Calmed down, you know what I mean? Chilled out, watched some movies. You know what I'm saying? Sipped a little bit, and then we're all fighting like colds and sicknesses and flus and shit. So make sure you're washing your fucking hands and sanitizing too, man. Golly. How many people are out here sick? Fucking, my wife just got over the flu. My wife had the flu last week. My baby is fucking kind of fighting a cold. I was fighting a cold a couple of days ago. My oldest was fighting a cold. My neighbor across the street was down a few days. One of my daughter's teammates, homegirls, was down for about a week or two with the flu. We know a bunch of people fucking that have been dealing with some flu-like symptoms, some sickness or cold. So make sure you're out there, you're doing what you got to do, wearing a mask if you want to wear a mask, if you're going to a public place that's enclosed, or you know what I mean, wear a mask, wash your hands, sanitize, stay safe out there, man. It's that season, that cold season. But yeah, we're all getting over that shit. You know, we were chilling Saturday, so then I had to watch NBA All-Star Weekend, you know what I mean, All-Star Saturday night. We had Super Bowl last weekend, and then we had NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. You know what I mean? And I don't watch the NBA All-Star game just like I don't watch the Pro Bowl. NBA All-Star game is better than the Pro Bowl, but at the same time, it's watered down. Fools ain't playing hard. That shit's kind of whack. I don't watch that shit. But NBA All-Star Saturday night, anybody who's into that shit watches it. So for those of you who aren't into sports, who aren't into basketball, the NBA All-Star game is on Sundays. Saturday nights is when they do the skills challenge, the 3-point shootout, and the slam dunk contest. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So they started off with the skills challenge. They had a different format where it was an all-star team, the home team, which was the Indianapolis, the Pacers, or Indiana Pacers, excuse me, the Indiana Pacers team, and then they had who was the other team? I forgot who the other team was. Like, I caught it like midway through of the skills challenge, and the Indiana Pacers team won. You know, home team. The NBA All Star Weekend was in Indianapolis this weekend at Lucas Oil Field, home of the Colts. But the Indiana Pacers team won the skills challenge. Which the skills challenge that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like how they set that up. They had to do different passes that was worth different points. They had to shoot balls from different areas on the court, and team with the most points won. And it was entertaining, man. It was really entertaining. I dug it. And after that, they did that 3-point shootout, and it wasn't the best 3-point shootout. You know what I mean? But it was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Very entertaining. The fools could not pass 26. 26 was the most scored, like in the first 2 rounds, and then there was a tiebreaker, and then they had to go into the final round, and the final round was Dame Lillard. Who was it? Dame Lillard, Trey Young, and fucking damn, who was the third one? But anywho, Dame Lillard was the champion. He had won last year. So he was coming in. You know what I'm saying? And homie won with the last money ball. Last money ball. I think he had 26 or 27 to win back-to-back three-point shootouts. So it was cool. I mean, I was like, all right, cool. Then after that, they had a competition between WNBA star Sabrina Ionis. I don't know how you pronounce her name. You know, the player from the Liberty, the one who had that stupid three-point shootout, record-setting performance in Vegas for the WNBA joint, where she missed her very first shot up, missed it, and made every single one. After that, ridiculous. So she came. This was a special thing after the original three-point shootout. They had that where she challenged Steph Curry at a three-point shooting contest, and the win. I mean, there was no like prize money or anything, but money went to charities, and it was like bragging rights. So Sabrina faced Steph Curry. Sabrina shot WNBA balls from the male 3-point line, and Steph just shot. I mean, his normal game. You know, she came out. She started out, cleared that first rack, everything, boom, 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 boom. So I was like, oh shit, here we go. Then she started to slip, and then she ended up with 22, I believe, 22. So then Steph came. He was coming. You know what I mean? Started off all right. Second rack, he cleared it, and then he ended up with 26 to win the little challenge or whatever. So he got the belt, and money went to charity, which was crazy to me because each one of their charities, Steph's and Sabrina's, got $25,000, and since the two of them combined for over 50 points, $100,000 went to the NBA charity or went to the NBA foundation. It was like these big corp, man, big business. Like 25,000 goes to each charity, but then the NBA gets $100,000. Like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Big business, man. That shit is crazy. That's crazy. But after all that, they had the slam dunk contest. Everything, that's the event that everybody wants to see. And, as of the last couple years, the dunk contest has been mediocre. Last year, Matt McClung won the dunk contest. G League player. Homie had some crazy dunks last year. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, boy. All right. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Where you coming from? I'm digging it. So he's returning this year. He returned this year to defend his title. And he went up against Obi Toppin's brother from the Knicks, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Who else was in that mug? Yeah, I don't even remember the cats' names. The highest, most famous star in the dunk contest lineup was Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. And then the champ, Mac McClung, who people only know him from being the champ of last year. And that dunk contest was garbage. Golly. Garbage. Like, motherfuckers was like, they were doing like the same shit. Like, they were jumping over people. And it was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck, yo? What the fuck? Jaylen Brown came out and he did like, he had some dude who looked like Kendall Gill, this throwback player, wearing a Dominique Wilkins jersey or Dominique Wilkins uniform from the Hawks. Dominique Wilkins, of course, is a judge, and he's coming out as just a hype man or whatever. And I guess he's telling Jaylen Brown how to do the windmill tomahawk dunk or whatever. So as they're showing this dude, the hype man dude, trying to hype him up, he's standing by Dominique. Jaylen Brown does the dunk. They don't even show him do the dunk live. I'm like, the fuck? Like, homie did the dunk. Then they showed a replay and I was like, all right. Then the scoring was like, what the fuck? The scoring from the judges was like, what the fuck is this? Mac McClung comes out and does some similar dunk. That shit was trash, man. That dunk contest was so fucking boring. I was laying there falling asleep and was fighting my sleep just to stay up to watch this shit. That shit was whack. They kept jumping over Shaq. Like I get Shaq is like 7'11", and you jumping over homie is, I mean, whatever. Mac McClung has springs too, by the way. That dude can jump fucking Shaq. He cleared Shaq without even pushing off Shaq. That fool cleared him. But they were jumping off of Shaq and shit. Like that shit was whack. It has to be one of the wackest dunk contests of all time. That shit was trash. And it was to the point where I was like, this shit is so boring. These fools are so unoriginal and like the dunks are just mediocre. Do they need to do away with the dunk contest like they did? I believe it went away for about a year or two back in like the mid 2000s, but they brought it back. Like maybe they just need to do away with it again because it's all the same shit. All the same shit. But congratulations to Mac McClung. Back to back slam dunk contest champion. Dame Lillard back to back 3-point shooting contest champion. I mean, NBA Saturday night, All-Star Saturday night, out of a fucking from 1 to 10, that shit was a fucking 6. That shit was boring. That dunk contest was a 4. That shit was whack. Fucking whack. My God. Maybe y'all need to fucking do away with that shit or figure something else out. You know what I mean? Bring somebody else in or do something. Do something. But anywho, we're gonna wrap this up here. Thanks for fucking tuning in. Thanks for listening. As always, make sure you follow on Instagram and on TikTok at YeahDat Podcast. Make sure you like and you subscribe on fucking YouTube, youtube.com/West Coast Rob. And make sure you rate the podcast if you listen to it on Spotify. If you listen to it on Apple Podcasts, rate it. Leave some comments too, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think of the podcast. And I'll reply to y'all. And, you know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for the love. If you're a new follower, if you're a new listener, thank you for listening. Hope y'all return next week for the next episode. And if you're an OG, you already know I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. But so homie West Coast Rob signing out. Episode 50. Motherfucker. 50. What's this? 59? Episode 58. Episode 58. I appreciate y'all for listening, for tuning in. Until the next episode, it's the homie West Coast Rob signing out. Yeah, that.